Hello, everyone, and welcome to
The Movie House.
Today we're going to talk to you about a movie from 1967 called Quatermass in the Pit, or alternatively for American audiences, 5 Million Years to Earth. What did you think of this movie?
Oh, I love this movie. This is probably hands down my favorite Hammer film. Yes, I like Hammer films. Dracula, Mummy, that's one of my favorite Hammer films as well. But Quatermass in the Pit, I didn't know it was called that because when I watched it on TV as a much younger person, it was called 5 Million Years to Earth. And it's always stuck with me. The story, spoiler alert, about Martians coming to Earth millions of years ago and interacting with humans. And what I have looked for this movie, looked for it, and nobody ever had it. Nobody had it. And I know somebody who's a huge Hammer film fan, and I think he has a lot of the movies, and he couldn't tell me where to find it. So a couple years ago, some of my cousins and I, we do Elfster at Christmas, and we have a gift exchange. And so my first year, I think I asked, hey, if you can find this movie. And so my one cousin was unable to find the movie, but she actually found the BBC series that came out probably earlier.
I think it's in the 50s.
It's in the 50s. It's in black and white. And apparently the guy, I cannot remember, is Nigel, the man who wrote these stories. He's a big sci-fi author, but apparently the British public loved this man, loved his stories, and he's freaking them out with these telecasts that were done on BBC, because I think there was 3 altogether. And Quatermass is the name of a scientist. He's the hero of these stories. And so she actually found and got me the BBC series, which turned out to be really good. And it was almost kind of like watching a Dark Shadows or a play that's being recorded. But it was really good, and I liked it. And then when did we find the movie?
Oh, I don't.
It was recently, about maybe 2 years ago. I think you found it.
Yes, recent, a couple of years.
Yeah, and he found it. It's on Blu-ray too, isn't it? Is it
No.
Blu-ray? It's not Blu-ray. It's just a DVD. So we got it, and it's in really fantastic shape too. So I'm very thrilled that I have both in our library collection. But it's just a really one of those movies you watch as a kid that just sticks with you, and is just a really interesting story. I wish they had more details in the story. It's one of those stories that are like, but why and how, and give us more of that. It's more generalized, not specific. But it's another one of those good Saturday morning sweet cereal movies to watch. Still in your PJs, great for a rainy day, and just to hunker down and watch something different and fun. To remind you of when you were a kid, or if you're new to it, it may become a new favorite to you as an adult.
Well, it's not one of my favorites as an adult, I can tell you that. I think the nostalgia you have for it, based on your childhood experience, carries over, and that's great.
He loves me.
But yeah, I do love you. But yeah, it's a 1967 black and white, right?
No, it's in color. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the 51.
The BBC series is black and white.
It's in color. See, that's how much.
Wow.
It impacted me. I can't remember if it's even in color.
It's in color.
But now I think about it, you're right. The guy from Return of the Jedi and the third Indiana Jones movie is in this. He plays the Colonel. That's right. And he's a familiar face. Everybody else is new to me. But it's an interesting story, but for me, it just takes a really long time for it to unfold. It unfolds very slowly. And I'm sorry, I'm a child of the 80s. I like my quick cuts and my fast-paced action. So it's a bit of an effort for me to sit through it.
Oh.
And the effects are pretty poor because it's an older movie and they didn't probably have a lot of money. They do a good job with what they have.
Yes.
But it's clearly Sam Winston had nothing to do with this movie.
Okay.
He was a famous special effects
Right.
artist. He did the Thing with Kurt Russell and stuff like that. He made the creepiest stuff and it looked real. And this stuff is creepy looking, but it looks paper mache or whatever they made it out of.
Right.
And they make us a virtue out of it because it's like a million years old or whatever, and it's crusty and old and dried out. And okay, so that makes sense that it would look like that. Anyway, yeah, it's okay.
Well, and I guess when you're watching it, and like I said, I have no idea if I was 5 years old or 8 years old, it seemed really top notch to me. Yeah. I'm not looking at all the technical or anything. It's like, wow.
Well, and Quatermass is a bit of a jerk. He's a mystery. He's a know-it-all. He knows everything. Everybody else is stupid.
I didn't really get that from him. I got that more from the military men, but...
Well, yeah, they're pompous too.
Pompous in their field. They're pompous in their field.
Right. But he's such a...
Really?
Oh, to me, yeah.
Okay.
He came across as just insufferable. He's just, you people just don't understand. And if you just listen to me, everything would be fine.
I didn't get that.
Of course, according to the story, that's all true. If they listened to him, everything would have worked out better. But just maybe it's the actor. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all. So
okay. Yeah, and he should have trimmed his beard. That was bothering me. I know. I fixate on some things.
Duke Cannon to the rescue.
Yeah, it's like shave under here, guy. Come on, it's not supposed to go all the way down to your chest. Come on. So he ruined the movie for me with his beard.
You decide. Now it's up to you. We've shared with you. You decide. Good movie? Not so good movie. All right then.
Okay. That's it for us then. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.